But yes, let's get into it. So you've ran how many ads for how many books at this point? Hundreds, right?
To recall, and I cannot collect. My business at the beginning was too much of a mess, really, to follow that. Hundreds of books, hundreds of writers I worked with, and I started doing it for others in 2017. So it's quite a while.
Nice. Um, so for the listener who's, let's say, an expert, it could be a CEO, an agency owner, consultant, who has their business book, who that has the main goal of growing their business, amplifying their business, let's say. What's your take on whether Amazon ads are something worth doing or not from what you've seen with your clients?
So for business owners, they are almost always worth doing. So Amazon is the best ecosystem in the world for buyers of books. Uh, so it, like if you advertise on Meta, then people are watching cats videos and being entertained. On Amazon, they are in the online store, and there is zillions of readers and non-fiction readers. They are looking for something to solve their problem. So that's the ideal tool. Yet there are some stipulations. So um, so Amazon ads and book sales is the top of the funnel. So let's say you have 100 readers, 10 of them will subscribe to your lead magnet, and then 1 in 100 will be on a sales call for your services. Yeah, so then, okay, this is a math and how you can draw 100 people with Amazon ads to buy your book. That's one thing, and sometimes it's hard to achieve because that's the best kept secret in the Amazon ads or the Amazon book ads world. So dependent on Amazon's whims, and you do everything right, metadata, book description, and so on. And Amazon is like, nope, we will not advertise it. And you say, but I will pay you a lot of money, no problem. So you set the pack of ads, you bid high because this is auction system, so you bid high, even the highest bid there is, and Amazon still can, or the algorithm can say nope, or rather it's not no, but like, it's not worth the effort. You prepare the ads, that's one thing, and then you are uh, like feeding the system with very expensive clicks, like $2 per click, and you still are collecting 50 clicks a month. That's nothing. Enough for, I don't know, a couple of readers, maybe 5. So that's if you encounter this obstacle, I would say, give up on that. Like it's not, it will not for, it's not worth the effort. You would rather invest all those hours and maybe money into some other venues of marketing your book. And then there is a second part which I'm not an expert in, but you actually need to have a nice funnel from the book to your ecosystem. And I know, like I met this week a girl on LinkedIn who is like, her whole business is this. Okay, I will take your book and figure out what valuable you can offer so people will actually go out of the book to your ecosystem. That's important thing because so what you will sell 1,000 copies. Actually, this is a case I had recently with my former biggest client. Like they had a business book. We are selling several hundred books. They actually have 3 different titles. In hope that okay, those will be warm leads. and then they will sell more. So what happened? Yes, we increased the sales like from 440 to 400 and beyond, so 10, 20 times more. But the number of leads actually wasn't 10 or 20 times more. It was just 2-3 times more. So that's one thing. Yes, and the funnel didn't click well there. And the other is that actually the book that had the most success is like at the bottom of the funnel. They are a coaching company for small business owners, and they are teaching how to scale a business from dependent on you to independent on you, from a couple of millions to 20 millions. And the book that sells the most, the title is Build a Business, Not a Job. So it's interesting for all those wannabes, all those who have, providing services and business under 100K. So we were generating a lot of leads, but not the right leads in the end, it appears, and by the results. So those are the considerations you have when you think about, okay, my book as a lead magnet, Amazon ads, they always work. The price you pay for that depends on your title, on your specific title, how Amazon treats your book as a product. And then what you do inside the book is also very important, to steer as many readers from the book to your ecosystem where you actually can have conversations with them. Sorry.
That's very interesting. I'll start with what you finished, which is something I'm refining also myself right now, which is the audience, right? You said we're getting a lot of leads, but not the right ones. And that's a little bit in the hands of the author to make sure that the audience for their book is the audience for their business or for whatever they want to do after with the person, the reader. And then yes, I guess would you say that whereas in fiction, let's say the ROI on ads on ad spend would be more from book sales, in business books it'd probably be best to judge the ROI based on, deals closed for whatever service, or so go a step after the book sale itself, which is
Mm-hmm.
the book is it's not really the main source of revenue, right? It's what happens after, whether it's a new client or a speaking gig or whatever else.
So across the board, it costs about $10 to capture a reader by Amazon ads nowadays. And as Alex Hormozy says, it will only grow because this is how advertising ecosystem function. So, okay, you have like the fixed price point, and of course it's different for different books. It may be a few dollars more, a few dollars less. Let's say it's 10. Then you either price your book very high to get money from the royalties, and then of course the likelihood of the chances of people buying it are smaller. Or yes, you have a business and you treat it as generating leads, and it's a very good model for generating leads, because people, when they read a book in your voice, they feel like they know you, like know and trust. Yeah, this is what reading the book builds. So they are much better prospects than people who haven't read your book. And also, when you compare price per unit or revenue per unit, okay, you have a paperback, you get, let's say, $10 selling the book. But you have services, you have a business. Like my standard product is $400. So I should have a book that I can push, and I could get like one client for $300 and I'm already ahead. This is the math you should be actually doing with your books. But to do that, you need to be very diligent, because Amazon doesn't care about your business. They do care about the customer base. So you need to have this track very diligently this funnel. Okay, how many readers I get, how many people are getting into my ecosystem from it, and then how well they convert. You need the math in the end. Oh, and Amazon Ads is just the top of the funnel. But to answer your question shortly, well, going back to my former customer, their product is in 5 figures range. Yeah, so they can invest $10,000 a month to get 2 clients. And if it's reliable, then it's no brainer. Like, okay, I'm always selling several hundred copies. I will always have a few clients for like $10,000 a month. It's just building a funnel. But yeah, it's a tricky proposition, I would say, because it is so niche. Yeah, so to give you the example, like I'm a freelancer on Ritzy. So this is the platform for writers who shop for different services, editing, cover design, and so on, and marketing and advertising. And they are like thousands of cover designers, thousands of editors on that platform. There is about a dozen Amazon ad specialists. So this is how niche it is. And then when you are looking for like meta ads specialists, this pool is so much bigger. Well, they are not specialized in books, but okay, you can find among 100,000 people who are doing this a few hundred who actually will make it work for a book. So yeah, it's a tricky. That's why I have a business, but it's also not that tricky. You can learn that. It's not rocket science. It gets more complicated with each year. Like Amazon is adding more types of ads, more types of tracking them, and so on. But especially if you have a business, you can have a dedicated person in your business doing just this. It's lead generation. It's worth to invest in this.
Right. So two questions come to mind from what you say. One, how do so like say you need to track leads that come from the book. How do people do that? Do they just have a custom link somewhere, a QR code somewhere in the book where how do people track leads coming from their books?
Yeah, of course. And I used it in my own books and have several thousand followers or other subscribers. So how to do it? Yes, a link in your book, a QR code now, which is super easy to generate and super cheap. But what is important about this, assuming you will have the ads, you need to know exactly how many people clicked, how many people landed, and so on. So you need a dedicated infrastructure just for that traffic from the book. So those links and those QR codes shouldn't appear anywhere else. Those landing pages shouldn't be searchable by Google. So you can actually measure it well instead of just guessing what's going on. And like how you do it is much less important than having this dedicated funnel for this traffic. So you are sure, okay, this is coming from books. And if you have books elsewhere, you should have sub funnels. Okay, this for books on Amazon, this for books on Barnes and Nobles, and so on.
Yeah, nice, interesting. Okay, let's say a business owner has, I don't know, if you write a good book, you want to spend some money promoting it, right? You're proud of it. Let's say they have 30,000, I don't know if a month, but anyway, let's say a month to spend on book marketing. How do you distribute that? Or let's say more specifically to you, what percentage would you direct into Amazon ads versus other marketing channels or activities?
So in such a hypothetical situation, I would say it depends on A, how well Amazon ads are working for your book, so it should be checked before that. And B, okay, how well you are versed in other forms of marketing. So if you are an expert in meta ads and you know how to spend $20,000 on meta ads and get 2,000 readers, do what you want, what you know. Don't try to gamble. Yeah, but if on the other hand you have no clue how to market your books, and you run the test run for your book, and you know the conversion like, metrics, and it's just a matter of okay, how much money a month is really tricky. Yeah, it would be wasting money because it takes time to build campaigns that can spend a huge amount of money. I would say this is what is the difference between Amazon ads ecosystem and any other ads ecosystem I know, that it's hard to spend money there. Uh,
In Amazon ads.
yeah, well, it's hard to spend them wisely because, of course, I could spend 50,000 books on one book, $1,000 on one book in 1 month. I just need to bid like $10 per click, and of course it's gone. But that's not a smart way of using your marketing budget. And the smart way needs a lot of work, research, creating many ads. Well, that's another query that is not well known, that Amazon algorithm can take care of, comprehend about 40 targets most in one campaign. So if you have 4,000 targets, you need 100 ads. And actually, now that I see some shifts in the algorithm, I think it should be even less, like 20 targets. And in the end, this algorithm is almost always guilty of, okay, of those 20, I will pick 3 and ignore the rest. Which means a lot of campaigns, a lot of testing, a lot of work to prepare the groundwork.
And let's say, besides Amazon ads, what marketing channels have you seen work well, if any, besides Amazon ads for business books?
So my background is self-publishing, and I have written 19 books, published them, and I know what works in the self-publishing space, and I guess it's easily translatable to traditional publishing space as well. Because by far the most efficient way to market your book is to promote it to your audience. And it's also not a matter of how big is your audience, but how engaged it is and how much of readers they are. Because if you have, million kids on TikTok, the percentage of readers is slim there. But if you have, folks in my age, especially like from behind the iron curtain, where you had nothing to do but read for entertainment as a teenager, yeah, that's a different story. But so your own audience, then other authors' audience, because they audience are readers, that's for sure. They wrote books, promoted them, sold them, so they have readers audience. And then the personal recommendation of the author himself, like this is what is super efficient. This is how I got my first bestsellers really ranking well, because my mentor promoted my book to his crowd, and my mentor was self-publishing nonfiction author with like dozens of books, so huge audience of readers. I remember that was back when free promotions actually worked. He promoted my book, and in a matter of like 2-4 days, I got over 7,000 downloads.
Nice.
So think of how many leads that is for a business, yeah?
Yeah.
But those are the two most efficient ways, and both of them are free, other than your social currency, yeah, your network. It's an ask. But if you have done it before for others, of course they will do it for you. So don't think about promoting your book when you have it ready. Think about it when you are starting writing.
Yeah.
So that's two like easy things. And then when it comes to spending money, other book related services. So BookBub, have you heard of them?
Yeah.
Like the biggest in the world book promotion service. Getting on their like email blast is super hard, but they also have the ad system. So
Yeah.
and it's easier to spend dedicated targeted amount there for the launch than anywhere else in the world. And they have book readers. No one else but book readers. Yeah, so this is what I would look for. And then there are agencies and freelancers specializing. Like I heard the term book talk, and I know it's a thing. I had no
Yeah.
clue about it, but there are people who will do that for you. So this is where you should aim for. Like, where are the readers, and those readers who actually may want to read my book. So going back to your network and other writers, I cooperated with other self-help writers, yes. And if you are in the business space, you are writing about job hunting or marketing or whatever is the shade of your business, you need to, be in your business and people who be in your space and people who are from that space, when they will promote your book, it is so much more efficient than to go some PR firm and pitch your book to, TV network stations or magazines and so on. It's so much better to be inside the industry and then let the industry promote your book.
Nice. Yeah. Co-promotion. Yeah. It's sort of what I'm trying to do also with this podcast to some degree. Because I'm new to the space and I'm mingling with people who are more experienced. A lot of people say yes to a podcast, so it's an opportunity for them as well. So I'm all about co-promotion. Um, Going back to Amazon ads, something I remember you mentioned a lot, even the first time we chatted, was the book page. So what should a business author fix on their book page before starting Amazon ads? The main things, let's say.
Okay, I will give you it in a bullet point form, but we need another podcast episode for that. But by the way, it's the most common mistake people that. Well, in case of a business books, it's less so because business owners are more like customer facing. They have more clue about it. Writers, especially
Yeah.
fiction writers, they're like, oh yeah, I wrote something. Let's no, you as a business owner, you know that okay, you need to sell it. There is some proposition behind it. So
Yeah.
even the wording of the description often conveys that. But so what are the most important things here? So we are on the book page, and book page is also a sales page in Amazon. Like this is online store, and people can buy your book. So
Yeah.
a few things we can control on the book page are book description, the most important, because this is the first thing people will see, and you need a headline like in the email, like on your blog post. The first line is the most important one. So it needs to be strong and also well featured, like you can see here. It's bigger, bolder, and so on. And then you see some white space here. Now I consider this paragraph like too long. Maybe I should move this line here because it's an online space and people have zero attention. The attention deficit is huge. So you need to make it scrollable, like with those bullet points. Every other one is bolded, so it's easy to discern between them and so on. So two things: write it with the reader in your mind, and the second is make it easy, readable, and scrollable. Format it well. And those are the two most common mistakes people do, like opposite of making it readable and opposite of capturing attention from the very beginning. And then what's another thing? Endorsements. And in the Author Central, we have a tool. We can add endorsements for our own books. And people actually stop here and read them, scrolling down when they are looking for organic reviews. And the third one is, I don't have it on this book page, but I have it here, is A+ content, which is some graphics and text you can add to your book page. This is it.
Right.
And there is also a section down there, like about the author, and other sections you can add to your book through Author Central, like from the back cover, a word from the author, and so on. And you can smuggle here some keywords. So this is good stuff, something you control on this book page instead of, Amazon controlling like all of this. Well, they put it up, or even the reviews. Like, of course, I have many of them, but I'm not in charge in which will be featured first, which will be hidden, and so on. And how now I go back to got it. So this is one-on-one, and as I said, if most business owners will see this demonstration, they will be like, yeah, of course. Oh, I should think of it. But I'm in Smart Passive Income community, and I remember Rafa, one of the members, posted his new book, and I was like, man, this description is all about you. What are you doing? And when he heard that, oh yeah, my book page is my sales page, it was like a light bulb for him. Of course, I need to write like to a person who is looking, what's in it for me?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's copy 101, for everything, landing pages, so on. It should be the same probably for the Amazon book page. Makes sense. Okay, we are nearing the end. So if someone, a CEO or a consultant or a speaker is watching this and is trying to say, okay, should I invest in Amazon ads or not? What is the, let's say, biggest piece of advice you could give them to help them decide, or the formula? And then obviously, you do Amazon ads, so how they can contact you.
So how to decide? Usually, if if my clients haven't run ads themselves before, I start from a test run. It costs $700 for my services and clicks, and after spending $700, they are ready to make a decision. Either it is worth it, or even, okay, what I need to improve, maybe a book cover, maybe a book description. But after such a test run, they have this information. So either do the test run by yourself. It's about collecting a first few hundred clicks, which will tell you if Amazon will allow you to collect a few hundred clicks in a month. Then, are people clicking on the ad? Is the cover compelling? Then, okay, they are clicking, which is, like, I would say, the second most common problem. It's easy to attract people to your book page, but they do not convert. So what's the problem here? So test run. The easiest test run is to run automatic ad, which actually, if you just Google it, how to do it, it's super simple, 7 steps or so, and you can have an automatic ad running for your book. Unfortunately, Amazon is in charge of that. So if the algorithm understands your book well, you can get really nice results in a short time span. But if it has some problems, and to add one piece of info here, Amazon is sales driven and this algorithm is sales driven. So if you launch a book a year ago and actually sold a couple thousand copies, now Amazon has this information, and it is much more likely that Amazon ads will work for you. But if you are just starting out and sold 20 copies to your friends because you are thinking on the next step, that will be much harder. And how to reach me? Find me on LinkedIn. Like, that's the easiest way. I'm there almost every day, and you can reach me personally. Yeah, that's the fastest way to get hold on me.
Thanks, Michal. So yeah, there you go. $700 for a test run for, something that could give you clients that can pay you in the thousands, maybe even more, depending on your business, is not such a bad investment. So thanks, Michal, and maybe we'll do another one in the future.
Thank you very much.